Megan Lee, and welcome to Manga Mondays on the Noob Reviews. Today, we are going to continue reviewing Demon Slayer. I'm on book 1, and I'm going to do chapter 4 and 5 today, part 1 and 2 of Tanjiro's journal. So Tanjiro is learning how to be a Demon Slayer, and he's doing this in hopes of somehow through it all finding a way to cure his sister, who has become a demon. So he's going through some pretty intensive training right now, and he's writing down all his training, all the things he's learned in training, and all the things he's learned about demons. So there's also about demon slayers. So I'm learning too. There are a few hundred members of the Demon Slayer Corps. That's what they're called. The organization isn't officially recognized by the government, but it has existed since days of old and still hunts demons today. However, the identity of the leader of the Demon Slayer Corps is shrouded in mystery. Demons, their staple food is humans. They kill humans to eat them, and it's unclear when or where they first appeared. They have impressive physical abilities, which we've learned, like they can heal really, really fast, and they can grow new limbs, which is weird and disgusting and creepy. They also can change form, and some possess strange powers. Haven't seen that yet. Changing form and possessing strange powers, whatever these may be. Haven't seen it yet. Looking forward to seeing that. I'm sure we will. The only way to kill them is by exposing them to sunlight or cutting off their heads with a special sword. Although in the last demon, he was told to crush its skull. So I'm a little confused. Would it be for real dead then or not? I don't know. Because right here we're being told you have to either expose them to sunlight or cut their heads off with a special sword. Not just any old sword would do. Now Tanjiro is training to be in the Corps, and he's learning that there are different trainers with different training methods. And this trainer trains swordsmen. And he's going to decide, because Tanjiro's going to go through all this training, and then his trainer is going to decide whether or not he can attempt final selection at Mount Fujikasan. Fujikasan? And his training just seems to be a lot of physical work. Up and down the mountain, avoiding traps, using his nose, using his... Oops. Oh, it's so different here. Still haven't learned a lot about his smelling abilities or where those came from. Learning how to use his katana. And I didn't know this either, but apparently the katana breaks easily. It's strong against force lengthwise, but weak against force from the side. When you swing a katana, the direction of the blade and the direction of the force you apply must be the same, and you must attack straight ahead. I didn't know that. I'm assuming that's correct. These people know what they're talking about. I don't. So I'm learning about katanas. Also, this trainer continues to be really harsh and brutal. If Tanjiro breaks his katana, he will be broken as well. Apparently. Like his bones. So don't break your katana. And he faces Rokudaki, his trainer, constantly and does nothing but fail. He learned how to fall down properly. I remember learning how to do that when I was snowboarding. Like, you have to fall on your butt and you don't put your arms behind you to catch your fall because you could break your wrists. So anyways, he's learning to fall appropriately for demon slaying. Today I learned breathing and some standard forms. Like this, no, this, no, this, no. Poor Tanjiro, he tries and tries. But completely struggles. Also, this has been 6 months of training. And Nezuko, since falling asleep in chapter 3, she hasn't woken up. So she fell asleep and she's never woken up since then. And I have a theory, because I had a doctor visit her and she's perfectly fine, but she she won't wake up. The doctor found nothing wrong. So she's sleeping. She's in this really deep sleep. They can't awaken her, but she otherwise is okay, right? Apparently, this is my theory. I don't actually know. This is my theory. Because she's a demon. Come on, Mike. Or camera. Whatever. Do the thing! Okay. This is my theory about Nezuko. So she became a demon, but then she never actually ate human flesh. So, and she hasn't eaten anything, right? She hasn't eaten anything. And demons can only be sustained by human flesh. So, if she hasn't eaten a human and she's not being sustained by human flesh and nothing else will do it, my theory is that she's almost in this hibernation kind of a mode, right? When animals go into hibernation. Now, before animals go into hibernation, they eat a lot of food. But is this just a way of keeping herself alive but not having to eat? That's my theory. Kind of this hibernation mode that Nezuko is in to keep herself alive because she has not eaten and will not eat human flesh. That's just my theory. I could be wrong. But that's my theory and I feel smart about it. So I'm probably really wrong. Yeah, so the doctor looked at her. They found nothing wrong, but poor Tanjiro is scared and she hasn't woken up. So every morning he's afraid he's going to wake up and find out that she's dead. And she's not. And I think she goes on like this for a year because he goes through a year of training. And he goes up higher and higher in the mountain and trains in the thin air. Urokodaki finally says after a year, I have nothing more to teach you. So he's taught Tanjiro everything, but Tanjiro can't beat him. And the final test is to split the boulder. If you can split this boulder, I will approve you for final selection. That's a huge boulder. He can't split it with his katana because he's going to break it on the boulder. Doi. How is he going to do this? Poor Tanjiro doesn't know how to do it. And he's given this challenge by his trainer. And then this trainer walks away and doesn't teach him anything else. Does no more training with him. So Tanjiro goes through everything he's been taught, but he still cannot find a way to break the boulder. He goes through all his routines, all his stances, all his flexibility, breathing, everything. And it's a half a year, and he comes across this dude, this demon slayer. One day he finds him sitting on his boulder. Strange buddy. And because Tanjiro is whining. Tanjiro's he's young. He's been through a lot. He kind of is a little controlled by his emotions. And this dude says a man shouldn't whine. It's unseemly. Also, Tanjiro can't smell this guy. So somehow this guy has no scent, which is weird. Whatever the suffering, bear it in silence. If you are man, or are you still a little boy? Ooh. Then they fight. And he calls him slow, weak, and immature, and says, you'll never be a demon slayer. Tanjiro has not had it easy at all. Not at all. His sister's in a coma. His trainer said he's taught him everything, but Tanjiro feels like he knows nothing still. And now he can't even beat this random demon slayer that shows up. And that was chapter 4. He gets beat by this random demon slayer. And then, in part 2, he meets a really cute girl. She's pretty. Makes sense that he'd have a crush on her. So fights the fox dude, the dude in the fox mask, who just laughs at him, fights him with a wooden sword and still beats him. Oh boy. And laughs the whole time. And An also tells him, rest your poor soft heart. I've already split a boulder. It's almost like military training where they just break you down, tell you you're nothing, you're worthless, break you down. And we haven't come to the building up part yet, physically, and he's been given all the tools to like build him up physically, mentally, emotionally. He needs some help with how to build himself, strengthen himself emotionally. Here's the problem. Fox Mask tells him, you've gained nothing. You haven't mastered anything. You just, the breathing technique taught by Urokodaki is a total concentration breathing. You just memorized it as fact, but your body doesn't understand anything. So all the training methods Tanjiro's been taught, he's just going through it like rote. He hasn't he hasn't like really applied it to his life and lived it. It's just like these rote movements that he goes through. My eye's crazy, and so is my lazy eye. Sorry. Which that makes sense in life. And he says, beat it into your flesh and blood so they become the embodiment of the secrets Urokodaki taught you. Beat it into the marrow of your bones. Oh, this sounds like so Yoda. Don't try, just do it. But it's true. You actually have to just like, you get to the point where you just have to do something. Not think about it, not just kind of try. You just have to like go all in and do it. Anyway, he's been fighting this fox dude, and this fox dude really gives it to him. And then leaves him with the cute girl who is there to encourage him and be the building up of him, I guess. Because she's a lot more encouraging, and in training him, because she helps with his training, she goes about it in a more kinder, sympathetic way. The funny thing is, he's like knocked out so bad and he's all bruised, and he like gets up and is all, that was an incredible blow. Not a bit of unnecessary motion. It was truly beautiful. This guy just beat him, and he's like, he's just in awe of this guy and how this guy beat him up. Because the guy's technique was flawless. He was beautiful. Because that's how he wants to be. So he's motivated and he's ready to go. Meets this girl and she says, I'll watch over you. He thinks she's cute. And the guy's name that the Fox Max is Sabito, and her name is Makomo. She's so cute. Look at her. He totally thinks she's cute too. I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't think she's cute? So in her own style of teaching, Makomo points out the defects in his style, corrects the unnecessary movements and bad habits. She is a strange girl, and she talks about how the concentration breathing accelerates your blood flow and heartbeat and gives you strength. She also says that there are other children all around watching him. And all these children are children that Urokodaki has took in and raised to be demon slayers, etc. So there's a little mystery for me, and I'm like, that's kind of creepy. There are other children too. They're all around watching you. Okay. That's slightly creepy. Just slightly. I don't know. There's strange children in the woods watching. Sounds like a horror movie. Children in the woods watching you. Yikes. So this special breathing technique, you're still human, but it helps you be stronger like a demon, interestingly enough. So she's very kind in how she trains him and what she tells him to do, but she does say, you must train so hard that you could die. Like, literally train almost to death. What is happening with my hair? I don't understand. You know when you first wash your hair? Focus. So look at him, training so hard. He's a mess. He still can't beat Sabito. 6 months pass. He faces Sabito. Still can't beat him. And he's grown a lot. So it's almost 2 years now. Tanjiro has grown. And after half a year, Sabito comes back and says, you finally got the face of a man. Tanjiro says, today I will win. The contest was simple. The stronger, faster blade wins. Go Tanjiro! Look what he does. Such great technique. They're fighting with real swords. And what does he do? Cuts off this guy's mask without injuring him. That's real technique. And we get to see his face. He's all proud of him. And they're both so proud of him. Look at them. They're so proud of him. But this is the strange part. Sabito's face is revealed to him. And then we get the misty mist happening. And Tanjiro realizes that his sword had not cut Sabito's mask. It had split the boulder. So do those two even exist? Are they the spirits of other demon slayers? I don't know. The spirits of other demon slayers that came to guide him, who I don't know. I don't know. Chapter 6 and 7. I'm having a lot of fun. I need to go get book 2. Now I just got left with the hugest mystery ever, so that's nice. Highly, highly recommend. I'm just going to keep reading. I know people have said, go to the anime first or whatever. I'm just going to keep going with the manga. I'm going through Attack on Titan right now. It's hard for me to keep up with more than 1 or 2 shows at a time. So, yeah, I'm going to keep going with the manga. I'm loving it. And, yeah, hope you all are enjoying. What's going on this week? Wednesday I will be reviewing Isom. That'll be my independent comic review on Wednesdays. Thursday, probably on Weebs and Waifus. And then Friday, Blast from the Past movie reviews. We are reviewing a vampire adventure movie called The Lost Boys. So feel free to join Steven and I on Blast from the Past if you would like to check that movie out. See you later.